From tool making and gambling to chilling out and binge eating, here are 17 animals that behave like humans. Number 17. Sensible sheep. When it comes to dealing with aggressive individuals, sheep seem to have a very human reaction. Experts say that the animals can sense when a situation is getting tense, so they'll create some distance between them and the troublemaker. It's not too dissimilar from a human who would just as soon avoid a shouting match or some other confrontation. Experts say the intelligence of sheep is underrated. They can recognize and remember individual human faces and have demonstrated problem-solving abilities. Number 16. Bearded dragon wave. These reptiles can grow up to 24 inches long, 61 centimeters, and are often kept as pets. They're known for being adept climbers and can spend a lot of time basking on rocks and branches. They're also known for some human-like behavior when it comes to their arms. The animals have a behavior of waving either to one another or to humans. While it appears like a salutation, experts say the arm waving is a way of demonstrating their submission in order to avoid aggression. If a pet bearded dragon waves at its owner, it's probably acknowledging you as its superior. Then again, maybe it just wants some attention. Number 15. The departed. When confronted with the death of a group member, common chimpanzees have different ways of expressing their grief. A sudden death will elicit frenzied responses with aggressive displays, vocalizations, and touching the corpse. When elder members are dying, the other chimps can have a more subdued response. They seem to sense that death is inevitable, so they stay close to the subject and try to comfort them. In one documented case of a dying female elder, they stroked her hair and tried to make her comfortable. After she died, the other chimps tried to resuscitate the body before confirming her death. Later, they cared for the corpse by cleaning and grooming it. Experts say the behavior indicates that chimpanzees have a far greater awareness of their mortality than what was previously thought. Number 14. Horse sense memory. They were first domesticated around 4000 BC. Since then, horses have been used in a variety of capacities, from farming to warfare. Given their range of duties, maybe it shouldn't be a surprise to find out that they are highly intelligent critters. In particular, horses have excellent memories. According to researchers, horses are more likely to show affection towards humans they are familiar with after being separated for several months. They say an elephant never forgets, neither does a horse, apparently. Number 13. Bonobo no. Bonobos and the common chimpanzees comprise of two species of the genus Pan, and they represent our closest living relatives. So maybe it's not surprising that these creatures display a lot of human-like behaviors. One of the most recognizable human displays is the bonobo's manner of shaking their head as a way to say no. Researchers observed adult specimens engaging in side-to-side head motion, usually when disapproving of something the younger bonobos were doing. Chimps and bonobos are known to communicate with head gestures like nodding and bowing, but shaking their head as a way to say no is considered uncommon. Number 12. Facial recognition. Did you know that mice can make faces? Researchers say the little rodents might have the capacity for displaying pain with certain facial expressions. When test subjects were given an inflammatory substance, the mice showed facial expressions that suggested a level of discomfort. As the pain increased, the animal would narrow their eyes, puff out their cheeks, or move their ears. Their expressions returned to normal after they were given a pain reliever. The results were used to create a so-called mouse grimace scale, which was intended to reduce the unease of laboratory animals. Number 11. Having a laugh. Like us, our fellow great apes enjoy a giggle now and then, especially when being tickled. Compared to human laughter, the sound is low-pitched, but experts say that the cadence of the laughing sounds eerily similar to our own. A 2009 study recorded and analysed the sounds of orangutans laughing when being tickled, then compared the sounds with those of human infants. Results suggested that humans and great apes share a common origin for tickle-induced laughter, and that's no gag. Number 10. Home sweet home. Here's something that we humans share in common with the veined octopus: the need for shelter. While most of us will buy or rent a place, the critter creates a type of shelter for itself. They're located in tropical waters of the Western Pacific Ocean and measure only about 6 inches long or 15 centimeters, including the arms. It creates a dwelling by using discarded coconut half shells. When it's ready to move on, the cephalopod will use its legs to gather up the shells and stack them like bowls. The shelter is then transported across the ocean floor to a new location. If you're wondering about the animal's common name, it's a reference to the patterning of dark lines that look like veins. Number 9. THATCHERIZED. Studies by scientists in Germany reveal that monkeys can identify faces much in the same way humans can. The simian's ability was revealed through the use of THATCHERIZED faces. Those are photos in which various parts of the face has been tweaked or rotated. When viewed right side up, the results can appear almost grotesque, but when the entire face is inverted, the effect is almost unnoticeable. Like humans, monkeys can identify such changes in facial features, but the capability tends to be changed when the picture is inverted. The term Thatcherized is a reference to the late British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. The effect was demonstrated on her photograph. Number 8. Other octopus abilities. We mentioned earlier how the veined octopus is something of a house builder, but octopuses have displayed their keen intelligence in additional ways. Researchers say that specimens in captivity have been observed opening childproof containers, cleaning their own tanks, and responding to their names. Fishermen have noted the animals will board vessels and open cages and eat the crabs inside. They've even been seen engaging in behaviours that indicate a sense of play. Number 7. Rhesus Pieces. Have you ever numbed the pain with a bad day by gorging on a gallon of ice cream or stuffing your face with potato chips? Well, you have some company from your fellow primates. Research tells us that rhesus monkeys are prone to similar behaviour when dealing with stress. This species forms hierarchies composed of dominant and subordinate females. The lower-ranked monkeys will display evidence of stress, which can range from excessive scratching and pacing to over-grooming. An experiment involved giving both classes of monkeys the same diet of low-fat and high-fat diets. The subordinate favoured the diet high in fats and sugar and consumed it to excess. In fact, they continued to chow down the munchies throughout the day and into the night. The dominant monkeys didn't indulge nearly as much as their underlings. Other animals known to overindulge in comfort foods include cats, which are known to put on weight when they're feeling blue. Number 6. Vein mammals. It's fairly commonplace for humans to preen in front of each other, and it seems certain marine mammals exhibit the same type of vanity. Dolphins are able to recognize themselves in mirrors, which indicates a highly advanced sense of self-awareness. Certain cetaceans, including whales and porpoises, have displayed the similar sense of self. Dolphins have demonstrated other human-like behaviors, including learning, teaching, cooperating, grieving, and scheming. Number 5. Elephant abilities. These huge animals are known to display a lot of emotion when a loved one dies. That includes crying, according to some studies. Researchers also say that elephants will guard the body and even make an attempt to bury their dead. Like dolphins, elephants have passed the mirror test, which indicates a sense of self-awareness and cognition. Asian elephants have shown a knack for tool making by modifying tree branches into fly swatters. As for their reputation for never forgetting, there's evidence to suggest the popular belief has a factual basis. Number 4. Tool time. The ability to use and make tools has been demonstrated by many animals. We've mentioned a couple already, so here's a few more. The best known examples are likely found among our fellow great apes. Chimpanzees will fashion spears for hunting by using stones for hammers and anvils. Dolphins are known to use shells to catch fish. Ravens can make their own toys, and elephants can craft water vessels to drink from, in addition to the previously mentioned talent of creating fly swatters from tree branches. Number 3. Hanging around. As you might know, sloth is counted as one of the 7 deadly sins. It's defined as laziness or an unwillingness to work. The word sloth can also refer to a mammal that seems to embody that unflattering definition. Although some humans can fit the label, we're referring to the sloth found in rainforests of Central and South America. Their extremely low metabolism makes for some extremely slow-moving critters that can stay motionless for 90% of the time. So they essentially spend their days hanging upside down from tree branches, apparently doing nothing. Not so far removed from certain humans who like to crash on the sofa and binge on movies, video games, and junk food. Number 2. Animal talk. Language can include forms of communication that are verbal or non-verbal to express needs, wants, and ideas. Creatures including birds, whales, and dolphins have been documented to identify actions, names, or objects by creating sounds that could be defined as words. Beluga whales, dolphins, and even elephants have been noted for their ability to mimic human speech. Of course, parrots are the master of that domain, but going beyond mimicry, only a few animals can converse in a meaningful manner with humans. That includes great apes like Washoe, a female chimpanzee who learned to communicate in American Sign Language, ASL. Another example is Coco the gorilla, who learned a modified form of ASL and could understand about 2,000 words of spoken English. Number 1. Odds on pigeons. Someone who gambles away their hard-earned money might be called pigeon-brained, but in this case, that might be a type of compliment. Researchers have found a link between the birds and high-rolling humans. Both species are enticed by the promise of that one massive output. Laboratory tests confirm that pigeons are more likely to push a button that yields a single large reward. Only rarely will they opt to push the button that gives them a smaller reward over regular intervals. Based on a 2010 study, the high-flying pigeons seem to make their decision based on sheer excitement of receiving a big payoff. The behavior is linked to human gamblers stubbornly trying to beat the house regardless of how high the odds are stacked against them. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and click the bell for notifications for our next exciting episode right here on Epic Wildlife.